last one for tonight because it's gonna be a long one. So yeah, it'll take about 21:08 p.m. So it's probably like hour, 90 minutes maybe uploading. So Dark Side of the Ring season 4. I wasn't expecting season 4. I really wasn't. But here's my thoughts. So Chris and Tammy's story was short and left out a lot of details, especially with Tammy. Most of that I found out during Reliving the War on with wrestling bios. Yeah, there was so much left out. Surprised I didn't mention fucking Davey Boy Smith. Oh well. Damn shame the two of them spiraled out of control. Uh, Magnum TA's rise and fall was deep too. I can't believe a car accident fucked him out of a title run. That's some sad shit. But I'm glad he survived though. Jerry Graham grabbing his dead mother from the hospital was wild. Crazy fuck. Eddie Graham's a hard nosed, power hungry bastard. Damn. A lot of them are, though. I mean, if you really look at different wrestlers that are out now and back then, yeah, a lot of them have that attitude and ego. Eddie Graham. Oh, I said that. Man, the hardcore alcoholism. The alcoholism. The alcoholism really has destroyed most of the legends in wrestling and drugs. Fuck, Eddie shot himself twice. That's fucked. Mike Graham having to try and fill his dad's shoes along with the territories fallen is heartbreaking. Stephen Graham killed himself and his sister found him dead. Then Mike blew his brains out while wearing Stephen's boots. Creepy. Jesus, 4 generations and 5 suicides running the Graham family. Bummer. This is a rough story, and looking at Nicole, she does look like she might blow her brains out one day or overdose on pills. That's just how that's how she looks in this interview. She looks like she's gonna do it one day. But my kids are keeping me here and keeping me happy. That only lasts for so long, dear. Kevin Sullivan looks rough but cheerful. Yeah, they all got rough looking. Oof. Interesting how Nicole wants to get peace of mind tattoo. The peace of mind tattoo, maybe that's the trigger that set everyone off in the past to suicide. Will it be the same for her? Only time will tell. I mean, it'd be wild if she got that tattoo and months, years later, she kills herself. Like, fuck, that whole phrase is cursed. Watching Doink the Clown story, and I noticed something. Most of the male wrestlers had shitty father figures. Not shitty mothers, shitty fathers. Because it was that era. Matt Bourne's fight with Brian Blair in the bar was funny as hell, but deadly. Fucking wax. Ugh, I'm guessing Matt was high on meth and some shit, because Brian saying he's superhuman, that lines up with tweaker strength. Yeah, I learned that from, Ray, my friend, yeah. Tasha's husband, Ray. I learned about that. I was like, but. You mix the right concoction, you can fight off a good amount of men or whatever. Yeah. And the purity of how strong the drug is, too. Yeah, because a lot of them, it'll come in 90, it'll come in 100% pure. But to make profit, they chop it down to from 100 to like 1 to 5% to keep motherfuckers coming back. And they trick you. This shit is literally highlighted in The Wire. What season was that they did that? I want to say season 3. Season 3. That sounds about right. Where they moved the drugs down the block so they wouldn't get arrested. And the commission okayed it. Like, wow, smart shit though. Wow. Anyway, let's see here. Even with Stan tasers too. Shit. Damn, Matt kicked the fan's eye out from Mid South Wrestling. Fuck. Mick brought up how you have to build a character in wrestling, and that you have to inhabit that character at times. Yeah, that was showcased in Jake Roberts' story about his dad being a pedophile. Oh yeah. Ric Flair going broke, paying alimony, divorces, and whatever else he had going on. Prime example. Hell, Vince had hush money payouts for sex harassment. Wouldn't surprise me if Flair had rape allegations going on. Yeah, it would not surprise me. I mean, shit. You think all these people are so nice and shit, and it's like, oh, look what they did. They're paying out sexual assault allegations. Gee, I wonder why. Because that's a mentality thing. No. And Matt losing his job was a bitch. That's a mentality thing, too. You can have a good gimmick, but if it's something replaceable and you fuck it up, you're done. Done. And it's amazing how drugs and alcoholism really outline most of the careers in this series. Literally, everybody's been hopped up on drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever the fuck. Wow, Matt died from an overdose. Damn. Do I think Connie had a hand in his death? I don't know. I would say she knew about his addiction and didn't do anything to stop it. Having an addict around easy access meds isn't the right thing to do, even if he was helping her mom out. Yeah, that's not helpful. So I guess she's default guilty in that matter. Do I think Matt is a bad person? Nah. He made his choices, and I never grew up knowing his work, so I can't really judge him. So I feel. Though based on who's been interviewed, he seemed good until his demons got the better of him, which it goes double for so many of them. And it goes for a lot of people in the series, especially if they decide to do season 5. Because there is still a lot to cover. There's still a lot to cover in wrestling with different wrestlers and popular events. I'll be surprised if they do a season 5, they cover the final episode of Nitro, because there's bound to be backstory on that final episode or the weeks leading up to it. So I don't know. So far season 4 has been pretty nil with the dark content. Yeah, it's been boring. If it's all just going to be drugs and alcoholism, then this is a boring season. I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck about that shit. It's boring as hell. I do like the cool facts about them, but if it's the same old ass vices, then they need new material. Yeah, and I'll talk more about that later on. Also, ain't it amazing how we glorify and glamorize the dead? Yeah. Like, we celebrate everything they've done, but when the dark shit comes out, that suddenly makes them even more interesting and popular. Yeah. It's amazing learning that back in Junkyard Dog's day, promoters had a quota in which if they had a black baby face, they didn't need another one. Crazy. Pretty surprised that JYD wrestled Jim Neihart in Calgary, too. I didn't know about that. Pretty awesome Bill Watts saw his potential and brought him into Mid-South. Cool how Bill Watts created matches suited to JYD's style since he didn't have any technical experience. Yeah. Because you have... Oh, fuck, that's good. That good crack. I love that. Oh, fuck. Best crack I've had is when it goes down my spine to the middle. Ooh, fuck. That is a sexy crack. Not the crack you smoke, crack down your back. Let's see here. Man, Ted DiBiase got older. Ugh. And I barely recognized him. They're getting older, man. They're soon going to be all dead. Jim Ross is definitely aging harder lately. Yeah, it's from his cancer treatments and shit. And he's moving a lot slower too. I look for him to retire within the next couple years. Honestly, I'll be surprised. Put it this way, I'll be surprised if he finishes 2030 out, up to 2030. If he's still going to 2030, I will be very shocked. Yeah. I miss Joey Styles though. I wish he'd come the fuck back. He'd be so perfect. Let's see here. Jim Ross is dead. Oh, duh. I like Tony Atlas's goatee. I remember Michael Hayes blinding JYD with the hair cream. I think that was from Wrestling Bios or somewhere else. Fucking bottle. There we go. Holy shit, a fan was going to shoot Michael over blinding him, but the cops stopped it from happening. Crazy fuckers back then. And that was wild, because he had that moment where he could have, like, broken kayfabe and been like, don't do it. But he kept in character. Crazy. Num nums. They're doing drums down the street. Or I should say, the high school down the road, literally half a mile away, is having a game, so I can hear it out my window. It's pretty cool. But if you don't like Dark Side of the Ring, it's not for you. If you hate Vice TV, you're not really gonna like it. But if you love both, oh my. Let's see. Holy, oh yeah. Crazy ass fans back then, and highlights that the dissociation fans have. Yeah, it still goes on today. Like you, fans will dissociate the shit out of wrestling. It's so bad. I'm a victim of doing that myself, and I've picked up on it really quick. Oh my! I like how Coco Beware called JYD the Black Hulk Hogan. That's pretty dope and accurate for the time. Even the same can be said for future black wrestlers too. Oh, JYD's nephew showing off their old home was beautiful. That's funny. JYD beat up one of the girl's husbands who tried to fight him. That's not uncommon for women to pay for sex, drugs, liquor with wrestlers or rock stars. Groupies don't give a fuck. What they want, they'll fork over cash for it. Easily. Don't believe me? Take your girl to a concert that is headlined by who the fuck ever. She'll fork over some money for giving him head. Or not even a concert, a fucking TikToker. Like that one retard who forked over $10K for a fucking hug. And then homegirl and her boyfriend went on a vacation with that money. That's pathetic. So yeah, getting a hug from a influencer is $10K starting price. Pathetic. Fucking pathetic. So let's see here. JYD left after hearing Grizzly Smith and Bill Watts talking in the shitter about JYD leaving. Apparently, Bill said that nigga ain't going nowhere. That's a strong phrase. And the fact that Bill Watts declined the comment by saying it was fiction makes you wonder. Because this is back then, and that motherfucker's like, that nigger ain't going nowhere. Like, seriously. That's one. Granted, Bill did help JYD reach his fame, but let's be honest, it's the South, and racism exists then and now. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he did say it. I really wouldn't. In Bill's eyes, JYD is money, but he's also still a black man. Money first, nigger second. That inherent racism never really goes away, even if you're good friends, you still think that way. Bill's biggest mistake was thinking that JYD would stay with the company because of popularity, but everybody knows money talks, bullshit walks. JYD's grabbed MK. God, that's so stupid. Loved it though. So Vince didn't even push him like Bill did, and that's fucked up. That's really fucked. Especially since that was the time frame Hulkamania was starting up. And honestly, the wrestling industry never pushed black wrestlers up until Farouk won the WCW World Heavyweight Belt. It's the honest truth. Now there's more black wrestlers winning titles left and right, but then in the 90s, it wasn't easy being black. And Vince Sr. believed in diversity, whereas Vince Jr. didn't. Ain't that some shit? Damn, drugs got his ass, and it's a cautionary tale for sure. JR's right about JYD not being in top shape like JYD beforehand. Okay. Oh, okay. No, I thought I miswrote that. Drugs and liquor will fuck up your body, but take years off your life. Oh, yes. My friend JR is a prime example of that. Not Jim Ross, JR. He... Oh, man, that boy was every girl's wet dream. Literally. Like, no shit. He was a max fucking player. And when we got out of school and we parted ways and whatnot, his ass got wrapped up in meth, and he went from having those gorgeous looks to a gaunt face and lost some of his teeth and had to get fake teeth put in. He's back on track though, but meth ain't no joke, man. I know there's another girl that worked at Friendly's in Westminster before that got torn down, and she had meth scars all over her face. And she was really beautiful. She was so pretty, and I couldn't believe that, she, let that happen to her. Like, damn, sucks. Ugh, it's wild. Let's see, where else are we? Tony Atlas is right about the money and wrestling never ending. Yeah. When you're popular like that, you think you can do this forever, but reality is an injury, death, or addiction can alter your course so fucking quick. Hulk Hogan had that problem before jumping to WCW. JYD convinced Ted DiBiase to become a preacher. That's impressive. And damn, he died falling asleep behind the wheel. Shit. Adrian Adonis drowned in a car crash. I know of him, but not his full story. Bret Hart looks good, but tired. Yeah, he definitely looks tired. Adrian had that 10K cash challenge and landed him in AWA, then WWF. Adrian was a coke fiend, but a loving husband. That's some shit. And that gay stereotype is so played out. God, so played out. Dan Spivey knocked him the fuck out. That was funny. Adrian blew up to my weight of 400, but got his weight back under control. I'm working on that. I was going to go to the gym today, but I ended up getting better sleep, so I'm happy for better sleep. I'll try tomorrow. Shame about the Bear Man's GF getting mauled to death by a bear. Pooh Bear wanted that honey pot. Damn, he died on the 4th of July. I feel for Mike Kelly losing his twin. Dark Side of the Ring ought to be called Drugs and Alcohol were the cause with the occasional plot twist death. Bam Bam Bigelow died of pills. Damn. Moving on. His daughter Reese definitely looks like him, for sure. He wanted to be a father more than a wrestler, and that's interesting, because most of them, they get so wrapped up in the biz, they don't know how to be a family man. And it's crazy, he got arrested when his daughter was 3, and DDP knew Bam Bam from the Quack Quack. That's a hell of a fucking opener to a story. I knew Bam Bam from the Quack Quack. What about the Hong Kong? Damn, he was a bounty hunter? Shit. Taz, Franchise, and DDP look great. Most of them look really great for how they ended up back then. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy his match with Andre the Giant made him leave for Japan. But he came back. And damn, drug addiction during the 80s and 90s in wrestling was astronomical yet normal. Want pills? Docs got you for money, autographs, or tickets to the main event. Ain't doing that shit today. Not a bad bargain for back then, but today, fuck, that won't fly. Taz explained how his match with Bam Bam went, and he felt so dirty telling secrets because he's so old school. And I get that. Fucking Oxycontin. I hate that shit. I had oxycodone for my pain when I had my ankle surgery. Coming off of that was a bitch. An absolute fucking bitch. Because it makes you irritable, it makes you tired, and you can't function right. Yeah. Oh, man. Weaning off of that made me angry and pissy. God, and they were low dose. That was only 5 milligrams. Fuck. Hate pain pills. They don't do shit for me, or they get you addicted. Like, I have a very high pain tolerance. Like, fuck. So I don't fuck with pain pills. He chose Oxy over his family, but being an addict, you'll destroy those closest to you. I learned that the hard way. With Crystal. You want help, but don't know how to ask. You want to be free, but can't let go of the drug. Shit was wild, taking 15 to 20 oxys to maintain his pain. That's a lot. Damn shame he died of an accidental overdose drug cocktail and didn't get to see his kids grow up. I'm going to go do some cocaine. There we go. Better. I can't imagine the amount of pain he was going through, especially with injuries not healing properly. In addition to being nearly 400, that'll do you in. The other shitty part about the series is that so many fathers leave behind their families at a young age. It's ridiculous. I mean, look at Bray Wyatt. He had a fucking heart attack at 36 and dead. 36. A year younger than me. I thought he was 44. Fuck. They call stress and anxiety for the taste of fame and fortune, but when it gets too high and they die, they call us PTSD for their family and friends. This goes back to Chris Benoit, because polarizing his murder-suicide was, Eddie's death broke him. And I talked about that too. CT brain scan aside, his bond with Eddie really meant a lot to him. They were basically brothers, and losing that relationship can push you over the edge. I still remember him bawling when they did the tribute show for Eddie. He was bawling. That's real fucking emotion. That's not fake. That was real emotion. He loved that motherfucker. Oh my god. I can only surmise that he killed his wife and kid because in his mind at the time, they meant the most to him, and he knew Eddie would be glad to see him all over again. Maybe that's why he did it. Most people can live with their grief. I've learned to do it, but it's never easy because little things will remind you of them. My advice. For me, I don't think I'll ever be able to say hi to Crystal's twin Beth without crying. I really can't. They are fucking twins, and it hurts. They're complete opposites, but still troublemakers. But at the same time, I see Crystal and Beth a lot, and I hate that. I know it's Beth, but I see Crystal's face first, so it sucks. As for Benoit and Bam Bam, maybe if they gotten the real help they needed, things would have been different today. But isn't it amazing how much we glorify those that are dead? I know I mentioned it before, but damn. And yeah, I'm watching the episodes out of order because they wouldn't play correctly. Kiss my ass. That's the best thing. That's another cool thing about this series, is that you can watch it in any fucking order you want. There's no order to this. It's just 1 to 10. You can watch it however the fuck you want. It's not a series. It's not syndicated. Oh boy, Bash at the Beach 2000. Love that. That surprised the fuck out of me. I'm like, that's the new one? Really? I know the story from Wrestling Bios. Love him. He's my friend. He's a good person. I like him a lot. He covered it in every other fucking... God, it said every other ducking channel. Every other fucking channel has covered it too. But I prefer his version because it's nice. I love the way he narrates. This one, though, this should open it up a little bit more. And I know people hate Vince Russo for how he handled things in wrestling. Do I hate him, though? Nah. He did no wrong to me, so I got no beef with him. I don't. That's how I roll. Because if you're like, oh, I hate this person, well, why do you hate them? Well, they did this, that. Did they physically cause you pain? Well, no. Then you don't have a beef then, do you? But you don't have a beef, do you? But you don't have a beef with them, do you? No, you don't. He does make a good point on the wrestling world. You really can't stay good in that world. It's impossible because it really hurts, and it's a Shark Tank. Just watch any BTS or interviews done by wrestlers through the years, and they'll tell you flat out, literally, behind the scenes, for those of you thinking I'm talking about. The Korean band. No, fuck BTS. You can't talk bad about them. One thing that's concise is, despite how much things have changed, it's still the same layout. Yeah. Oh, that's two. I like Russo's Crash TV concept because it is about engaging the viewer at home versus sticking to what's easiest. Wow, Vince told Russo to hire a nanny for his kids versus helping him move his family closer. That's on par with how Vince is, especially back then. Like, back then, he was a total prick. Like, wow. He has his favorites and doesn't care about others. Truth. At least Russo knew Hogan wasn't worth building a future with, and that's very true. Yeah. Granted, Hulk is worth a lot of money, but physically, he doesn't do much. He don't. And as I've been watching RTW on Wrestling Bios, Hogan is boring as shit. That boy, oh my god, all he does is come out, ooh, gonna cut a fucking promo and get 20 grand for wearing a fucking shirt. Oh my. That's from his contract, his amazing, infamous, lucrative contract deal. If he wears an NWO shirt, it's 20 grand each time he wears a shirt. Wild. Or I should say, wore a shirt. Oh, it's sad that he left when corporate said we're going in a different direction. That's the same shit Eric ran into. Yeah. And I feel bad for them too. Like, when you think about that, like, you're running with a formula that beat the competition, and then corporate comes like, hey, we have to change shit. We can't use that formula no more. That you're done. You're killed out. I like to think now, since Tony Khan has made AEW with Jericho and the Young Bucks, there's a good mitosis between owner and wrestler. So you have two minds that work as one, which is what was missing back then for all three companies. Yeah, three companies being WCW, WWE, and TNA. Let's see here. Bischoff and Russo working together is interesting given how divergent they are. Oh, yeah. I know he hates the shit out of Russo. Pretty cool they both came up with the Millionaires Club versus Russo's New Blood. That's nice. I'm anxious to see that storyline in the future. I like Russo's idea of Jeff Jarrett versus Hogan, with Hogan not winning the belt. That's fair, but Hogan's egotistical and 100% creative control. Yeah, that'll cause problems. Yeah. I mean, Double J is right. It is a conflict of interest, which, bottom line, would the talent worry about theirs or the company's? Oh yeah, they're okay. Yeah, their interest in it. Is it with the companies or their own? If it's the companies, then they realize their ego doesn't need to be inflated 24/7. If it's theirs, they don't give a fuck. I've seen and heard about the Hogan contract from Nash's podcast, and wow, it is lucrative and yet very profitable for them. One of the dumbest things in it is if Hogan wears a shirt, he automatically gets 20K. So if you watch Nitro and count all the times he wore an NWO shirt in one episode, he's probably made more than anyone in a fucking year in one episode. So if you figure he comes out for 3 promos, that's 60 grand. That's literally, what, average salary? Just below average salary? And then if you factor in, if it's a whole week, and he comes out multiple times on Nitro, Thunder, and the pay-per-view, say it's 5 times. That's 100K right there. That's pretty fucking amazing. That's retarded and funny as hell. Oh, Eric's idea was to have Hogan with the WCW title from Double J and take it home, but not come back. Then there'd be a tournament where 2 finalists would meet at Halloween Havoc. But he'd make a surprise appearance with the belt, saying he's still champ. It's so antiquated and anticlimactic bullshit. It is. I think the only reason Hogan went to WCW was because he didn't want to be without the main title belt. That's ego right there. That's the only reason he went there. Russo's idea to have him take out everyone but not win is smarter. This whole thing highlights how possessive Hulk was even when he didn't see it. Like, he's so possessive. Maybe he's really blinded by his own ego and legacy that he can't see in front of him. It's very possible. And the lies that boy has told, oh my god. The funniest is the kid dying of cancer. He died in the front row of my concert. Brother. Let's not forget he's racist too. DDP brought up that before in an interview. I remember that shit. Hearing Jeff Jarrett's side of things really provides a new perspective for that pay-per-view. And I love Russo's promo. I love that motherfucking thing. God. Oh God, the legal action lawsuit Hogan made. It's so stupid. Because the judge ruled you can't sue a fucking character. Oh, that's so stupid. I remember Eric's offered to buy WCW for $67 million and it fell through. because Time Warner didn't care for wrestling. Fucking dumb. And it's so fucked that it was a fire sale for the company and a tape library that totaled $4.2 million. That's sad. That's so sad. 67 million he was gonna buy that bitch for, and lost it for 4.2. That's bad. Ugh. I do love Russo's advice on not getting into the wrestling business. It's so true. I gotta say, Russo treated it like a job, and that's what he did. And Eric's right about not holding on to regret because it really is baggage. Kind of surprised Hogan wasn't contacted for this. But he would never appear. He's too egotistical for that shit. Nash would be good for this shit, but I doubt he would ever want to do it. Dave Meltzer is right about how outdated Hogan is and how Booker being champ makes sense. If you stick with the same shit for years or decades, it's gonna fail at some point. Look at Star Wars, prime example. Already did a vid on that too. Go watch it. The only mainstay that worked long term was John Cena. The only difference between him and Hogan is, of course, age, but there was more going on than just John's rise to the top. Because with John, you had multiple backstories, you had multiple stories going on around him that weren't even involved with him. But they still maintained, they were still able to push other superstars up while he was on top, which is smart. Crazy shit. Is this story for Bash at the Beach 2000 better than Wrestling Bio's version? Yeah, it is. But I'll combine them into one whole deal and it'll pan well. So now I have a nice big story for 2000. I actually like this episode the most for season 4. Everything else has been drug, alcohol related, which is boring but unique, depending on the person. I'd say this and Magnum TA story are the best of the season. I wish they'd cover more unique stories instead of wrestlers' deaths. They should. The unique storylines really open it up more when you hear multiple POVs on it. Yeah, and I'm surprised how soft-spoken Abdullah is. Pretty surprised he didn't learn how to read or write. But he adapted into hustling pretty quickly. It seems every wrestler went worldwide while going back and forth to the States. Oh yeah. Abdullah bladed Hannibal and gave him Hep C, knowing he had it all this time. That's fucking crazy, and goes back to Kevin Nash emphasizing why he wore pants in the ring, because the mats were filthy, especially if there was a blood match. Oh yeah. I can't remember what episode of his podcast that was, but he talked about how he protected his skin as much as he could because the mats are filthy. They're filthy as hell. Because he saw it getting clean one time and it came all black from sweat, grime, blood. So yeah, when you see them motherfuckers out there in like spandex or underwear, think about that. That's some crazy shit. And I gotta get Hep C test myself because my stupid insurance decides, hey, you have to get this tested to make sure you don't have Hep C. I'm like, great. Right after I got blood drawn just a few days ago. Tards. Anyway. Oh my. Tony Atlas does make a point about Hannibal letting Abdullah cut him. He could have done it himself, but he chose not to. Some of them are afraid to, so they have somebody else do it for him. However, on the same side of the coin, Abdullah could have learned how to read and write, and none of this shit would have happened. Yeah, and I like how Mick pointed out Abdullah could read a menu. Like, yeah, okay, he can read a menu, but he probably asked what the special was, and that's probably what he ordered every time. $5 says that's what he ordered every time. Abdullah's manager makes a strong point on how things were very different back then. I mean, sucking your opponent's blood out of their head, that's fucked up. That's really fucked up. But it was bragging rights. And now, everyone gets tested for that shit. Ooh. Ugh. I couldn't imagine doing that now. Oh, God. Ugh. to have your career end because of Hep C. That's shitty. And I do think Abdul is lying about some shit because poor health and living in a broken house, you still hide deeper issues. Yeah. And it's funny how Hannibal ruined that ref's head. That's like karma found his ass years later. Hannibal's Hep C's gone thanks to an experimental treatment. That's good. I think about Abdullah's money investments back then. He probably could have made more if he read the fine print closer. Just saying. Because there are those who can't read or write but have highly successful careers. Whatever they want to think, I'll leave it up to them. Plain and simple. Him saying that, followed by the downward... Jesus Christ. Wow, I was really tired. I put by the wart, downcast gaze. Followed by the downward cast gaze he had. He's hiding some shit. He's definitely hiding some shit. At least this wasn't about drug overdose or alcoholism. God. Oh boy. Oh boy, Marty Jannetty's story is going to be rough. I remember some things about him, but not everything. I can't believe how fucked up his right leg is. That was some serious shit to see. And fired from WWF 1 week after being hired because their party antics were too much. Fucking ugh. But back then, him and Sean were party hardy. GAT, God's Amusement Toy. That's some stupid shit. Al Snow and me and Mike are right. Gotta take responsibility for the shit you caused and decisions you made in the past, or why you have a fucked up present. Even I have that issue. Fuck. He broke Chuck Austin's neck and sued for 10 mil. Damn. And Marty beat Sean's ass, and Vince saying he didn't see the spotlight in Marty. Ooh, that's harsh. That's some very harsh criticism and shit. It's the worst. Oh, it's a ring. Looking for my nail clippers. Oh, they're across the way. Cute. Almost done. That's sad and shitty in this, but it's business. You know, if you don't see potential in a person, bye. Sean was the better choice for Spotlight Ascension versus Marty. Do I think Marty's a pathological liar? Maybe, but you figure all the lies he tells are to cover up his massive insecurities. I used to tell a shit ton of lies just to be popular, but I don't do it no more. It's dumb. To go from high-profile tag team to shit isn't exactly the way to go. Surprised Sean wasn't asked to be interviewed, but back then, again, he has moved on. So, I mean, it would have been interesting to bring him on for it, but oh well. Sean's ego is infamous, especially back then, because he wasn't the best person either. Marty wrecking the police scooter in India. That was funny. Oh, Jesus, he had posters of Sean in his room and filled him with darts. That's massive resentment and fragile ego. Even the pain level of 12 with his shoulders and leg is outrageous. God. You feel bad for him, but he really did fuck up his career out of depression. And it's a valid fear Marty had of not being remembered, and every wrestler shares that insecurity. What if the fans don't remember them? What if they aren't even recognizable? Do I think he lied about the bowling alley murder? I think there's more to it, but I'd also say he's addicted to social media as well. Because social media is honestly all voiceless responses from people worldwide, but to him it's as real as it'll get. I mean, he's definitely got himself stuck in a doom cycle and doesn't know how to break free. True. Maybe he likes being a victim, but as far as lying goes, Hogan's king for that shit. I met Elvis. Okay, bitch. Oh, God. Marty's retelling of what happened does sound very true down to the rock details. I think part of him is still in character or dissociating for attention. From a psychological standpoint, Marty's story is pretty frightening. It is. It highlights how bad depression can get when you let past failures haunt you. Easily. My top 3 picks for this season would be Bash at the Beach 2000, Bam Bam, and Magnum TA. Marty's the underrated choice for me. I'd say this season is 8-7 out of 10. I'm going low because most of it was just drug and alcohol related shit. That's boring. It fucking is. It's typical. I like the match wrestlers and promotion stories the best. Scandals are cool as fuck too. Yeah. I wonder if there will be a season 5. I guess I'll find out. So, that is what I've got for tonight. 40 minutes of that shit. Ain't that cool? So, I'm gonna go off here, upload, clip my nail, and go play some Destiny. So, like fucking around Destiny. So, if you enjoyed this, great. If not, awesome. So, till next time, like and subscribe for thoughts and prayers.